You already knew. Late nights with Santana. Late nights, no static. Yeah. Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this a purpose zone. Santana hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this a purpose zone. Santana hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Weekly topics, hearts wide open. No judgment. Just motion. Real ones are talking, no cussing. Cause Mama Jones still watching, no fronting. Yeah. Late nights with Santana. You already knew. Late nights with Santana. Late nights with Santana. You already knew. Late nights with Santana. Late nights. Late nights with Santana. You already knew. Late nights with Santana. Late nights.
Guys, welcome in. This is Late Nights with Santana. I am so excited because this is night 4 of Late Nights with Santana. We have been having an amazing conversation this week, and we have been talking about how America runs today. We have been going through a multitude of things. We talked about indoctrination and how it leads to bigotry. We talked about how bigotry leads to a free labor force. We talked about some institutional reinforcements. And guys, tonight we're going to have the how-to guide to breaking free. I'm telling you, it's so exciting. I'm really happy to have all of you here. We're going to start getting people up in just a moment. So if you want to join the conversation, all you got to do, go ahead and request up. We're going to get people up here in just a few moments. And I would love to hear from some people that we have not heard from this week. That would be awesome. And even more than that, I want to remind everyone, hey guys, we're a community, right? All right, we're here, we're in this together. And so part of being in here together, being in this together, is understanding that you don't have to know everything. You just have to be willing to learn, right? That's super important. I heard a very smart gentleman not too long ago. I don't remember who it was or where he was or whatever. But anyway, he was talking to someone and saying, one of the best things about academia is that it allows you to admit that you don't know, and then you grow from learning. I don't know who said that, but it was a smart person. Anywho, with that being said, if you are interested in joining the conversation, if you're interested in coming up here, we don't want you to be intimidated. We just want you to be able to join and actually get to the heart of what we're trying to talk to. Come with an understanding and an open mind and be willing to learn, be willing to engage, and be willing to say, hey, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. But before I bring anyone up, I have to kick it over to the one, the only, the incomparable, the indomitable, the indubitable, Super Solid. What up, Solid?
I don't know who said that thing about academia, but
I don't know, but they was spitting.
He was ugly and his breath stank.
They was spitting though, listen.
So, what's going on, y'all? Tonight we're going to talk about what do we do about peculiar institutions? What do we do about bigoted institutions? How do we fight them? How do we fight these bigoted institutions? I think it's going to be a wonderful conversation. I'm so excited, and I want to hear from y'all.
Yeah,
100%. How my mic sound? Mic check.
No, you sound good. Solid. So before we get into it, right, before we give the opening salvo and we start letting people up, I want to, start where we ended last night. All right. So I want to talk to the people, 531 people hanging out here already over on the TikTok. We got another I don't know how many on YouTube and Twitch at the moment. Anyway, we got, 700 people, 800, somewhere around, I don't know. Anywho, you guys know how I always talk about like supporting the live, right? And especially talk about supporting late nights. I always say, if you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, if you want to keep this going as far as what we're doing late nights, then, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Santana Speaks for You, all this other good stuff. While I appreciate the support and I love the support, what we've been trying to do this week is bigger than just supporting the live. What we've been trying to do this week is bigger and saying, hey, let's keep the lights on. Let's keep this thing going. What we're doing this week is not only bigger than that, it's important. It has purpose, it has meaning, and it actually has a goal. We can see the goal. We can drive towards the goal. So it has purpose. We have direction. We know how to get there. We know what we need to get there. The only thing that I need everyone to know is what we are getting there for. Solid. Can you please start the live by telling everyone what our initiative is, what we're looking to do, and what we're looking to accomplish?
Okay, absolutely. I am a veteran, and I think it would be super dope. No, that's too reductive. This is now an obsession of mine. This is now my mission, okay, to center the voices of Black soldiers from the 216th Infantry Battalion, specifically ones that deployed during OIF 1, so that they can recount their experience. This is going to be a mini documentary. You're going to get a splash of history. You're going to get testimony. You're going to get passion. You're going to get catharsis. Okay, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and it's important. All right, help a brother out. No, let's hit this goal, y'all. Let's hit this goal. We at 10,621.
Mm-hmm. Tell them where they go and how they donate.
You go to my GoFundMe. The link is in my bio. The link is in Santana's bios. The link is in Patty's bio. The link is in, who else got it on their bio?
Swan
got
Ari.
it in her bio.
Mm-hmm.
Ari got it in their bio. Like, everybody, it's everywhere. All right. You click on one of us. You go to our bio. You go to the link tree. You go to the GoFundMe. You send your money. We get this production made. Huh? No packet.
Yep.
Can work.
And guys, so this is night 4, and we want to get Solid as close as we possibly can to his goal. And it takes community to do this. It takes all of us coming together. And I know the overall goal may seem daunting, but guys, if you got $1, $2, $5, $10, it doesn't matter. Go to the GoFundMe, click the link, go to there. I will be tracking it throughout the night. Donate whatever you can, because guys, this is no longer, that Solid said that he's obsessed with it. Guess what? I am too. Maybe it's my, I'm undiagnosed OCD, but I am like very, very driven. When I lock in on something, I just like hyper fixate on it. And I'm hyper fixated on this. And the reason why is because I told Solid last night, this is our film now. This isn't his. This is our film. And we're going to do this together as a community. We're going to elevate the voices of these Black soldiers as a community. We're going to push this thing over the finish line. We're going to do this together. So please, 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 throughout the night, if you can, just go over, donate whatever you can. You can list your name. You can be anonymous. You can give as little or as much as you want, but just please, 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 if you can do it, click the link. It's all over. We got to run it in the poll. Go over and please, please, please add to the GoFundMe. Please. Now, with that being said, Solid, can you set the stage? What are we talking about this evening?
So all week we've been talking about how the society runs, specifically socioeconomic operation, and how bigotry happens, it is reinforced so that we can produce profit, to make vulnerable classes of people that can't defend themselves, that have to work for low wages. They get stuck in these low wage jobs or these free jobs, right? And it all happens because socially, in large part because socially, we have internalized and agreed with hierarchies. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're going to talk about what we need to do about that. How do we break free of that? Okay.
Yeah.
What are the steps? And we're talking about practically, fundamentally. What do we do? What do we do?
Yep. Yep. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm really excited. All right, guys, I'm going to start bringing people in. And as I bring people in, please, please, please mute yourself. Please, please, please mute yourself as I bring people in. And with that being said, guys, I know there's a lot of people in the TikTok requests. Not going to hold you. If you want to figure out how to get in here faster, the quickest way, go over to YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram. Guys, if you click that link that's pinned, then you can actually join the conversation on that side. It's way quicker than joining on joining over on the TikToks. But if you want to get over here, then get over here. Holy crap. You guys are showing out already. Solid. They're showing out already. Holy smokes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We'll get into it in just a moment. But I'm going to start bringing people in. So again, like I said, as I bring you in, please, please, please mute yourself. And as you get up here, we'll do some quick introductions and then we'll roll right into the conversation. All right. All right. All right. Let's see here. Let me fix this. I'll fix it here. All right. So let's go. We're going to go around the panel and do a quick introduction, guys. Just FYI, this is just the start. This is just the introduction. I promise you we'll get into everything a little bit more, but this is just the introduction. So starting with Joanna. Joanna, hey, how are you?
I'm good, sweet. How are you?
Good, good, good. Joanna, so not the same question that we've had all week. Different question. I know you've been here. I know you've been listening. What has been your favorite thing to learn about this week? And what are you excited about talking about this evening?
Hearing more about structural functionalism. Shout out to my favorite Foundation of British American, Solid, for elaborating more on that overarching topic in general. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to learn more, I guess, techniques on how to throw more bricks.
I know that's right. Okay. 1 second. Just me. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. Just me. Have you been able to check out any of the lives this week?
I was only able to check out last night.
Okay. All right. So you're only able to check out last night. Tell me, what's something that you took away from the live last night, and what's something that you're itching to learn about or talk about this evening?
I just think overall from what I take away from these lives is just learning, unpacking, and teaching my community, which I feel like my community right now is directly my family. That I have, you can see my profile picture. I have a white father, a black husband. I'm Indian from India. So it's unpacking for me and while simultaneously educating my community directly before I branch out.
Okay. Awesome. Perfect. Give me a second here. Lobo, what's going on, bro?
What is going on, Santana? Happy Friday, Junior.
Happy Friday, Junior. Can you tell the people, I know you've been here this week, what's been the thing that you've enjoyed learning about, and what is the thing that you are excited about either learning or talking about this evening?
Honestly, because I remember last time we were kind of breaking down like the buffer classes per se and everything like that, because we were talking about like the carrot and the stick and everything like that. And it's kind of, I guess I really want to just understand the basics, like the general basics of everything, because seeing it is one thing and noticing it is one thing, but actually understanding what it is another. Kind of like, like a diagnosis or something. Be like, oh, why am I always so, fidgety and everything like that? And then, one day, a random young man will get diagnosed with ADHD at 21 and be like, oh, well, that makes sense why I was always like this and all that. And, never really got checked or anything like that. And then you learn how to manage it, to go from there. You kind of like, okay, now I know how to navigate around it. You learn the system, and I want to learn that system. Yeah. No, absolutely. Perfect. Give me 1 second here. And last but not least, over on the YouTubes, G to GK, G to G, Zumba, how are you?
Good. Do you hear me?
I can. You're showing up in two places, but we are good to go. Zumba, I know you've been here this week because you're here every live, locked in, ready to go. So Zumba, what's been your favorite thing that you've learned about this week, and what are you excited about either learning about or talking about this evening?
A lot of things like the paying tax, I'm sorry, I have you up on my TV too, and I'm like super distracted by that. But just a lot of the things that you've been talking about, like, and I'm wanting to know more on what I can do to help with certain things. And I don't know if I'm making any sense.
No, you are. It's all good. And listen, this is the perfect night for it, because Solid is going to give us the keys to the car. He's going to give us the recipe. He's going to tell us how to fix it all. Solid's going to tell us how. Chat, listen. Solid is going to tell us how to fix all of this tonight.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Before we do, I want to remind everyone, guys, please use TikTok-friendly language. What does that mean? That means using words like pew pew, unalive, C19, mustache man, things like that that protects not only your TikTok, but it protects the live and allows us to continue to be able to have these conversations. Also, I want to remind people that this is a safe and friendly community. What does that mean? That means that we don't deal with any of the isms, racism, sexism, classism. We also don't do any of the phobia, homophobia, transphobia, none of that. We don't play that on the panel nor in the chat. Speaking of the chat. Please be mindful. Caps are for mods. Please do not use caps. It will draw my attention away from the panel and to the chat. And we want to make sure that we're able to have these conversations. But even if you make the decision that you don't want to come up, guess what? We still need you guys to be active participants. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart meet. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. And even more than that, guys, please remember, this evening, we are putting a heavy focus on trying to drive the GoFundMe to help support Solid, the actual movie, the short film that he's making, highlighting the Black voices from the 2nd 16th Battalion, Infantry Battalion, his old platoon or troop don't know if platoon is the right word, troop, and they're actually pretty famous. It's this actual division is the division that stormed Normandy. You want to correct me, Solid?
No, you good. Yeah, the Big Red One did storm Normandy, but specifically the 216th Infantry Battalion. Yeah, it's large. A battalion is just a collection of companies. A company is a collection of platoons, and a platoon is a collection of squads. And a squad is a collection of soldiers. And soldiers are a collection of despair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we're going to address that despair. All right. But please, guys, if you could check the link. The link is in my link tree. The link is in Solid link tree. The link is in Petty's, Swan, Ari. It's all over. So please, please, please go donate. And guys, you have come out of the blocks firing. Before we even got into it, already we've been able to add.
Come on, what is wrong with the phone?
Oh, I got you. Give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and mute you, Zumba. Give me a second. There we go. Already, we've been able to add $309 total to this total this evening. Guys, you guys are amazing. W's in the chat for Connor for the 10. W's in the chat for Dominic for the 50. W's in the chat for Anonymous for the 55. W's in the chat for Nick for the 25. W's in the chat for Morales for the 25. W's in the chat for Anonymous for the 50. W's in the chat for Laura for the 9. W's in the chat for Wesley for the 20. W's in the chat for Anatola for the 20. W's in the chat for Daniela for the 15. W's in the chat for Robert for the 10. W's in the chat for Minavara for the 10. W's in the chat for Amanda for the 10. W's in the chat for Sarah for the 5. W's in the chat for Marie for the 10. And I think that's it so far, guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. That's how we start the night. But guys, it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. I need you guys to run through the finish line this evening. Run through the finish line this evening. Keep going. Again, if you can give $1, $2, $3, listen, we already have raised $309 and no one gave over $50. Most people gave $5, $10, $15. So whatever you can give, please, please, please go ahead and do that. Johnny boy, don't worry about blocking us. I'm going to do you a favor. I know you're such a fan because you're here every day and you're in the comment section. I'm just going to block you. You provide no utility, so you're blocked. Anywho, solid. I'm going to give the floor to you. I'm going to let you get this thing started, and I will let you start with Joanna, and I'm actually going to, and Joanna is a super mod as well, so I'm going to hand it to both of you for a second. I'm going to step away for like half a second, but I'm going to let you start with Joanna, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Hey, Joanna.
Hey,
are you a foundational British American too?
I am.
Wonderful. Yeah, we foundational. Okay, so here's the deal. Your recall of everything that was going on, right? You wanted to learn more about structural functionalism. Is that what
I enjoyed learning more about it. I listened to you discuss it in your lives. But it's a whole lot of dweebs over there. So having a space where I could hear more about it and get more ideas on it, get down to kind of the brass tacks of what it is, and watching everybody else learn more about it too. It's been super informational. And I know that Santana has already thanked you as one of the mods and as someone who loves listening and learning from people who are brilliant. I appreciate you doing this.
Thank you
and
so
I can't wait to watch this film. It's going to be fantastic. We all believe in you and we all appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, so just real quick, I'm going to throw you the oop here, but I do want to explain. When we talk about structural functionalism, it's a what we call a sociological paradigm. It's kind of an assumption that every sociologist makes certain assumptions about society in order to analyze society, right? Emil Durkheim is the inventor of structural functionalism. And his idea is that society is like a body, and every structure within society is like an organ, and the organs do something in society to keep equilibrium, right? So the organs in the body, they do stuff to keep the body running, right? Social structures do stuff in society to keep society running, to maintain equilibrium, right? When we're talking about oppressive systems, when we're talking about what we call peculiar institutions, we want to look at it from the lens of like, what are these institutions actually doing, right? And tonight we're looking at like, what do we do about these institutions? And the super simple answer is revolution. I know it's a big word. I know it's a frightening word, but that's the word, revolution. But that can mean a lot of stuff. Okay, that can mean a whole bunch of stuff. So the first thing I want to do is I kind of want to go around. Joanna, when you hear the word revolution, what are you thinking? What does it sound like to you?
For me, I feel like it's break it. Pick up all the pieces.
Just throw more bricks.
Figure out what was good. Keep that. Throw everything else. What they say on P-Valley, 1, 2, break them. 3, 4, break them.
You know what? I've only seen 2 episodes, so I wouldn't. After
you gotta watch it all. It's excellent.
After the hotel surgery scene, I was like, you know what? Maybe this ain't my show. You know what I'm saying? Wait, no, that wasn't P-Valley. Which one am I thinking of? Oh, Beauty and Black is what I'm thinking. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, after Tyler Perry, yeah, after he told black women just, if all he can pay is the light bill, that's fine, sir. No, thank you. But anyway,
exactly. So yeah, break it. That's what we mean. We mean break it. That's what revolution means. It means break it. It means get free, break the status quo, disrupt the status quo. I'm going to start from the top here. And I'm going to ask when I say break it, what are some ways that you think you can break oppressive status quo? Lobo?
Oh, I'm up. All right. Well, I think to really understand how to break the status quo, you first need to understand how it works. And knowing what I mean by that is kind of like you need to have a general understanding of like how does everything like flow together? What does, one department give to this one and so on and so forth. And because if you don't know what you're doing and everything, you're never going to be able to affect it. You'll just basically be like, a speed bump.
Absolutely. You can't break something you don't know how to break it, or you don't even know what it is you're breaking. Somebody in the comments said, feed each other, right? A lot of people haven't realized that us feeding each other, as opposed to us depending on a system for our food, is how it works, right? They don't understand that would be breaking the status quo. That is breaking it, right? But you would have to know about that first, right? And this is something that we call a class consciousness, right? Like you are basically becoming aware of your socioeconomic status, the operation and function of your socioeconomic system, and really evaluating how it works. I'm not going to get into anything Hegelian here because I feel like it's, you know what I mean? I feel like I want to be gentle here.
And hey, Solid, just FYI.
What's up?
I want to answer that question as well. So
okay.
we can go to just me and Joanna first, but I want to answer that question too.
Okay. It was Just's turn next. Just me. Are you there? Are you there?
Send your
Okay,
request to come off mute. There we go. Just me?
Oh, there we go.
I apologize. I'm new to all of this.
It's
No worries.
When you hear, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Please continue. I'm new. Please ask me whatever it is.
When we say break it, when we say break the status quo, when we say break it, what do you think breaking it would mean? Like, can you think of that in any real world scenario, like just disrupting the status quo?
Right now, for me, breaking it is breaking it in my home with my father and my husband. They're amazing men, but they are very misogynistic and antiquated, and learning and unpacking from what I've learned from watching Santana, Solid, Ari, Kobe. It's not okay. So breaking it for me is breaking it in my own home.
And when you do that at home, what are you doing?
Oh, well, I need to do better because right now it's anger.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, there's something that my siblings and I love to do. It's called intellectual violence. Have you ever heard this phrase before?
I have from you.
Oh, yeah. Well, talk to me about it.
Sir.
What's your understanding of intellectual violence?
So we do that, and we do have that, but they are still of the mindset when I go into what I feel like I'm passionate about and go into a passionate rant, it feels like rage to them.
I see. Okay, so, and that's the thing, right? The anger is justified, right? But when we talk about chat, for anybody in the chat who doesn't know, when we talk about intellectual violence, what we're talking about is a repeated demonstration to someone that what they thought they knew, they don't actually know. Okay, that's intellectual violence. The reason why we talk about intellectual violence is because we're trying to break a false consciousness. People are very secure in their dogmatic beliefs. People are very comfortable thinking that they know how the world works. We just witnessed a whole bunch of Dunning-Kruger on my live, right? Where people refused to admit that they didn't have the tools necessary to participate, but, wanted to participate anyway, right? So what I would say to you, just me, is be methodical and pick your battles. You may not have the resources necessary to do literal intellectual violence, because intellectual violence a lot of the time requires you to close off escapes. It's a very specific thing. But I think that's wonderful that you're trying to work with the men in your home.
Hey, Solid. Is there any way, so if utilized properly, can intellectual violence lead to raising class consciousness?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal of intellectual violence, is to raise class consciousness. It's to break false consciousness so you can build back a class consciousness. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Plato's allegory of the cave, but the idea here is, or perhaps the Matrix, right? The idea here is, gosh, this is so cliche, to wake people up, right? And once they woke, then you can build on that, right? But you have to understand that you were asleep in the first place. Let's see, Joanna, when you hear break it, did I ask you this already? I'm so sorry.
I know you started, but I don't remember her answering the break it question.
It's my TBI. I'll be forgetting what happened a couple seconds ago. It's my TBI. I forget what happened a couple seconds ago. Mm-hmm. It's my TBI. I forget.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
When I get dementia, I'm gonna be a blast. You hear me?
Hey, how come racist white folks, they have dementia, they don't remember people name and stuff, but they remember how to be racist? Anyway, you were saying something to Joanna.
Why they do that? No, real quick tangent. You know, I used to work in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And I get these dementia patients. They angry at me. They think it's the 1950s. You know what I'm saying? It's not the 1950s, and you need me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I did any medical malpractice. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying,
you mess around, can't find your dentures.
One time, you know what I'm saying? One time for the ancestors. Joanna, when you hear break it, what comes to mind?
I feel like there's multiple ways it can be done. Some people like to try to hop in the system and try to dismantle it from the inside out. For me personally, the first step that I've taken is deconstructing from everything that I've been taught societally within the structure of functionalism of it all. Like learning and figuring out that there's essentially a psyop that's been run on all of us in multiple different ways. So deconstructing from my internalized misogyny and my internalized anti-Blackness and figuring out that communism wasn't this big scary monster that we were forced to believe that it was, and figuring out what it actually is, learning that that is what my lineage comes from before we were colonized in the first place. So I feel like breaking it involves and can involve multiple steps, but figuring things out yourself, deconstructing from the things that are wrong, and then starting with the people around you that know you and trust your judgment so that you're able to kind of steer them in the right direction and help them start deconstructing as well. Each one teach one, and we're going to throw all the bricks.
W that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got this thing where I feel like everybody's secretly a commie, right? Everybody wants ownership over their own labor. Everybody wants that. Everybody hates corruption. Literally everybody hates corruption. Everybody hates to be taken advantage of and lied to. They hate being stolen from. Everybody wants to be free. Everybody's secretly a commie. It just depends on whether or not they've been tricked into thinking that tricked into which vehicle is going to get them, help them escape being exploited, help them escape corruption. You know what I'm saying? So when they find out that communism is the truth, the way, the light, you know what I'm saying? I think is every time it's a W. Every time it's a W. Mm-hmm. Santana, before I ask you about the break it, okay? Mm-hmm. Are you turbo or ozone?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. All right. No worries. I'm just old. Okay.
What's turbo?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. See, I don't like being left out of inside jokes, and I pride myself on like knowing a lot.
The Dougie whipping Nene?
Yeah.
I just made a reference for old people. That's all. That's all it was. Breaking was a movie with two pop lockers, terrible acting, wonderful dance moves. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So listen, we've been talking about these institutions, right?
Am I going to get to answer the question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I thought you was about to forget about me.
No. We've been talking about these institutions and their functions, right? And breaking the status quo. When you think of breaking the status quo, are you thinking about it in relation to these systems, these institutions? And if so, how?
Talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking to the chat as a whole. So, trigger warning, somewhat. This isn't going to be. This may make a lot of people feel some type of way when you hear it. Some people may laugh. Some people may get flashbacks. Whatever. But I was legitimately thinking about this as I stepped away and I heard you with the question, Solid. And one way that I could think of breaking the system is a community garden. And I'm not even saying that jokingly. Like I actually mean like literally a community garden, right? Why not? Why not break the system in whatever way that we can? We can start locally and we can do things like encourage our neighbors to spend less. I mean, we understand that we live in a capitalistic society and we have to live in that society, but that doesn't mean that we have to participate to the fullest extent. And if we can actually slow down the actual necessity for us to spend money, and then also start to bring the means of production back to our local communities, and we can actually help each other grow things and do something. I think that's a small way that we can start. And I'm being super serious with that.
No, I agree. A crumping garden is okay. Sorry, don't look at the chat. I agree 100%. I agree that vaccination programs, school lunch programs, literacy programs, mutual aid. Yeah. Those are all great ways in part, right, to contribute to breaking up the status quo. In fact, I brought up Maurice. Oh God, this TBI is beating my head over my head. Maurice Bishop. Sorry, I brought up Maurice Bishop earlier today. Maurice Bishop gives this speech, and he says that he read a secret Department of State document. It's a report, and he says that the fear of God. Now I can't remember the doggone place where they was at. Sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
Take a second. I got two things I want to say, and then I'll come right back to you.
Okay.
One thing I will say. So Joanna says something super interesting, and management and I were talking about this. We sit around and we often go back and forth about like, hey, what do we need to be talking about on late nights? What's happening? What's riveting? What's like capturing the imagination, hearts and minds, and what's important, right? And one topic that we said that we would definitely want to do on late nights, especially because some of the reading that I've been getting into is having a conversation around socialism and socialism and communism, right? And so Joanna was saying like, finding out and understanding that the Red Scare did a number on all of us, right? And people actually being really terrified. But then, Solid, you kind of boiled it down to like at the heart of it, everyone wants to be quote unquote communist. They just don't know. And I think there's a lot of fear and trepidation around understanding what's happening, there's a lot of fear and trepidation around like losing what's secure and what people know. And it's also a lot of fear and trepidation around like misinformation. So I haven't decided when this is going to happen or who of course I'm going to have someone co-host and carry the live. But I think that's something that needs to be talked about because, again, growing up and before I started interacting with people who are, communists and socialists, I thought it was a bad thing. It was a boogeyman, right? And so I think that will be a great thing, something that we can actually introduce to a lot of people and really just to have that overall conversation. So,
oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. And
what I was trying to say was that basically there is a fear. The establishment, the owning class is terrified of you realizing that you can lean on community, that the people themselves, that the workers, that the people, that the proletariat, right? The owning class is terrified of you realizing that it works when you do communism, when you do socialism, when you do things that are dual power structures. When you build dual power structures and they work, the owning class is terrified of that, and they weaponize the state, right? So that's why you got to do it, because it works. They wouldn't be terrified if it didn't work. So you talking about a community garden? Mm-hmm. Yes. You talking about a bus? Yeah. You talking about a trip to Thailand, dude? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
But can we be honest for a second? Like, that's what really pisses me off. There was a lot that pisses me off, but weaponizing something that could be really beneficial to people, like a community garden or mutual aid.
Yeah.
Like, understanding, for me, the fact that we've been able to do this as a community and grow, and the hyperfixation that I have on transparency, and just the amount of people we've been able to help, the closeness of our community as a whole, like the way that we come together, and understanding that it is like a really successful tool that we can use to help a lot of people, and like abusing that's something, I don't know, that's something that bothers me, because then it puts such a negative, connotation around it. When you try to actually do those things that would be beneficial to so many people, then there's so many people that's worried that, oh, this is just another this situation or that situation. So like that's something that bothers me.
It's a stank on it.
Yeah.
It stigmatizes it.
Feel better.
Yeah. Okay, my sisters are here.
Drink some water and say something kind about yourself.
I drink water every day, and I love me some me. And that's the other messed up part. I love me some me. So I don't know.
Yeah. And you got to walk through 9-foot doors. Okay, my sisters are here.
Really quick, before we do the introductions, okay. I do want to, I really need to get this off, because the people are doing the thing again, and I need to make sure that everyone knows. Guys, I love the crap out of you, and I know that people often will send payments directly to me because you guys got my information saved and all good. But please, instead of sending the actual donations to me, if you want to donate to Solid, if you want to donate to the film, go to the GoFundMe. It's in the link tree in the bio. It's in my my link tree in the bio, Solid's link tree, Swan's, Ari's, Petty's. It's in the poll. It's everywhere. So guys, if you want to, that's the best way to directly donate, so we can keep track of everything, and so we can see where we are as far as progress. But I do want to call attention to where we are right now. We started off with a bang, and you guys are still showing up and showing out, and I freaking love it. Guys. We have currently, so far on this live, raised $461 that's going directly to the funds we're raising for Solid to make this film, to highlight the Black voices from the 2nd 16th Infantry, the Infantry Battalion. If you can donate, if you can do anything, $1, $2, $3, please donate. Please donate. It would mean the world, and we're going to do this together. We're going to get him over the goal line together. W's in the chat for all the people that have added to the GoFundMe this evening. I do want to say a special thank you to Fashid. W's in the chat for Fashid for the $15 donations. Hey, Mr. Santana, great to see you, bro. Good to see you as well. By the way, good work earlier dealing with that Lady Red. Yeah, the anti-blackness was mind-blowing. W's in the chat for Deborah for the $10 donation and just sent the love. W's in the chat for Deanna for the, not that one yet. W's in the chat for Maven for the $13.62 donation, just sent the love. But guys, massive W's in the chat for Deanna. Deanna sent a $100 donation and said that's for Solid. So we will be adding that $100 to the GoFundMe as well. W's in the chat for Deanna. I want to see 1,000,000 W's running. W's in the chat for Deanna, who chipped in $100 that we are going to put in and make sure that it goes to the film that we are doing together. So like I said, this is our film. This is our film now. Also, W's in the chat as well for Manders for the one cheered bit. I see you said, can you get the link? And it looks like you guys, they got the link, and I made sure if you're on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Kick, I pinned the link on the screen so you can see how you get to the link regardless. So I'm just going to leave that up, period. Last but not least, W's in the chat for Phoenix Eyes for the $5 super chat to say, can't wait to see this. Solid. This is the type of education. I wish I was exposed to as a kid. I think this is the type of education that we all wish we were exposed to as a kid. W's in the chat for all the donations, guys. If you want to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're ever on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. But please, please, please go to the GoFundMe. Donate $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever you can donate. Please donate. I'm going to keep updating that. We're going to keep driving that, and we want to do some great things. With that being said, Solid, I'm going to give it back to you, and we're going to introduce the two troublemakers.
Yeah, those two troublemakers. Swan,
Hey, Santana, hey, panel.
what's going on? Did you hear what I
What
was
up,
saying
Swan?
about? Did you hear what Joanna said about breaking it?
Yes, breaking the status quo.
Yeah. When you hear breaking the status quo, what comes to mind?
Calling out these exploitative systems, not being a sheep and just going along with the flow of things. I think I've been trying to go into spaces lately and bringing up things that I know people are not going to be thinking about, talking about things that, you know, people may overlook. I think it's important to spark people's minds in that way. Otherwise, we just fall victim to remaining docile within these structures that really cause humanity to not progress, to stay locked into where we are. And when you wake people up in a particular way, I think people realize that they're not okay with the status quo, and that we need to deviate away from it.
Ooh, Solid, do you mind?
Just real quick, I just want to say what that sounds like to me. That sounds like speaking out, right? And getting people riled up and ready to mobilize. Am I getting you?
Absolutely. Talking about, I think one big thing that I've been talking about lately with people is conditioning and propaganda, because people are confused as to why we hear this constant script coming from certain people. You can show them statistics, you can show them facts, and it just leaves you in a confused place. Like talking to MAGA supporters sometimes feels like an abuse session by the end of the discussion, because it's like, why can't they see that what they're saying is incorrect? Why can't they see when we show them the proof that this is, you know, what you're thinking is reality is not reality? Yeah. I think y'all get wrong. You know,
I just want to give that a name, though. That calling truth to power, riling people up, getting them ready to mobilize, getting them ready to do something about their circumstances. That's called agitprop. It's called agitation propaganda. Thank you for that. Okay, Santana, I'm sorry.
Swan, so you said something that's super interesting to me, and so it's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately as well, right? Again, as I'm going through the reading material, I'm learning. I know there's, I understand that violence is a part of revolution. It is actually a necessary part of revolution. And Solid highlights intellectual violence. I understanding like seizing the means of production. I understand all of this. But I also have thought about like what it takes to reach people. And even more so, again, I highlighted earlier how I think people have a sense of fear of the unknown. And Solid, you said that you go in and, you know, you wake people up, agitation propaganda. You push people out of their comfort zone. we understand that there's more so than now, there's a lot of cognitive dissonance where so many people are willing to get to their safe space, dig into like a cubby hole and say, no, this is it. This is it. But we have to somehow reach people. So Swan, how do you break through that cognitive dissonance to actually reach the people so they can hear what you're saying? Because it's not like, oh, I'm telling you something that's gonna, make your head fall off or something. Like you're giving them information that they need, but we have to find a way to reach people before we make them face the wall. How do you break through that?
Okay, well, I think one important thing is to read the room that you're in and the people that you're talking to, like listening. I think you kind of got to like scope out the scene for a little bit first so you know what angle to approach it from, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And then once you figure out that angle, it's always going to be you starting off with something that they can connect with to kind of snap them out of, like what it is that they're frustrated with. Like, for example, we've been hearing a lot coming from Black conservatives specifically, right? That we got to get off the Democratic plantation. Mm-hmm. But I think, and there are people that, think to themselves, well, I'm not necessarily conservative, but I do agree, like there has to be a change there. So then you ask them what their plan is, and they don't necessarily have a plan, right? So then you start to go into, it depends, but I think that you'd have to start to talk about one specific issue that I noticed behind saying something like that is people aligning themselves with movements mm-hmm. and aligning themselves with things that would go against progression for us, period. Mm-hmm. But then when you talk about the fact that like, okay, well, you went this way, right? And you're tired of this way. Mm-hmm. Maybe we need to understand that these options aren't the greatest options and that we don't have to remain locked into these options. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like maybe we need to understand that these systems were, one is we can recognize that one is not necessarily beneficial to us, but the other one is pretty similar. We'd be talking mm-hmm. about like controlled opposition, if mm-hmm. that makes sense to y'all. Yeah. And that we really got to find another way to go about this.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does. And I agree. Like, I agree that we have to find another way, and I think we can. And so I want to push back. I see someone in the comment section and said, not everyone is reachable. Right. And I agree. I understand that. I agree. But I do think that it's worth trying to reach people. Something that I don't like is when people are unwilling. Like, if you have something that is worth having and sharing, then you should be willing to share it. And not everyone is going to see how valuable the thing is from the very beginning. And if you're going to say like this thing is beneficial, then isn't that a part of doing the work? Like trying to reach people? I'm not saying that you have to reach everyone. I'm not saying that everyone is going to be receptive, but isn't it the responsibility if we're trying to raise class consciousness, if we're trying to create solidarity, then isn't it our responsibility to have these conversations with the people that may have different points of view and see if we can, to your point, have intellectual violence and then get them to the point that they need to be?
So the thing is, it depends on what you mean, right? Like a TikTok op is not reachable, right?
Yeah.
Is not reachable. But it's not for popcorn. Mm-hmm. It's for the chat.
Right.
And so our responsibility is to demonstrate, right? Like that these ideas, and the reason why I love doing debate so much is because the ideas I get to show in real time that these ideas aren't backed by any analysis. It's just a belief and rigidity and dogma of the status quo. Mm-hmm. It's just a false consciousness, a cultural hegemony, hedgehog enemy, right? But basically a brainwashing, as Swan said, a conditioning to just think these things. And then for them, the right answer is how well, how quick, how consistently can they think the things that they've always thought, as opposed to how good is my idea in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so for us, it's about demonstrating that they can't. Their ideas are bad. They got bad ideas. They're just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, right? And I think the reason why I feel like this, again, management and I sit around and we talk a lot. And like I know for myself personally, not knowing much about socialism or communism, the only reason that I was willing to be open to hear it out, to learn, to hear it out, to want to actually be intellectually curious, to want to find out more, is through people who weren't speaking to me directly, but they spoke to me, like yourself, Solid, like Sean, like Ari, like Swan, the people that I've listened to, and they challenged my way of thinking without directly challenging me, because we weren't interacting. And it made me take a step back and say, well, this kind of makes sense. And I think there's room for that when it comes to breaking the system, is just ensuring that we find ways to reach those who can be reached. I'm not saying, again, some people, like, I don't want it to be for anyone to think that I'm saying, like, we got to save everyone. No. Like, I always talk about how Harriet Tubman carried a pistol for a reason. So I understand you can't save everyone, but I do think that, like, exposure and a message and a way to reach people is super important. And that's why I really enjoy highlighting the voices that I do highlight. So I don't know. That's just what I was thinking. So
I look at it this way, right? Here with the debates, right? I'm going to use your format. Okay. Sparring is where you crack the egg, right? Brunch with my creator might be where you peel the egg, but late nights is where you make a tuna salad. You know what I mean?
As long as it's not a tuna casserole.
As long as I don't know why y'all sleeping on these tuna casseroles, you know. I really don't. I get it. I know it feels like white people stuff, but I'm
WPS
for real. Yeah, I feel like you need to just go ahead and get you a good tuna casserole, and it'll. Never mind. Sis,
WPS.
Listen, that's fine. That's fine. I also, listen to Tennessee whiskey. So, sis, when you hear break the status quo, what comes to mind?
Combating liberalism.
Oh, tell me about that.
Well, like in the fight for liberation, one of the things that liberals do is they pacify the masses, especially within marginalized demographics, to be okay with oppression rather than to actually fight oppression. And in particular, like Black liberals, I call Black liberals the O.J. Simpson of the Black community, because their marginalization only matters if they're like accused of doing something or need to be held accountable for something that they've done already or caused. And this is like paramount to the status quo. Finding scapegoats is one of those huge things.
Okay. And so you're saying that breaking that status quo means fighting off liberalism, not allowing people to fall asleep. Am I getting you?
Well, not allowing for people to distract from the overarching goal, that is the liberatory action of marginalized demographics. So like what liberalism aims to do is that it aims to make the oppressions okay, and it aims to make the oppressions tolerable by essentially tricking people into thinking that they are actually tolerable.
Right. There is a
Sean, can you give a specific example of that?
Yeah, voting Kamala.
voting Kamala.
What do you mean, Sean?
Hosting lives and being upset that Jasmine Crockett lost the race. Like engaging in electoralism at all in itself is that status quo of liberalism.
Okay, all right, I hear you, right? But we're not going back.
I think something is really important to call out as well.
But that's the whole thing. Like you can say, but hold on, because I think that this is mad important because the "we're not going back" is a lie. That's the whole thing. We are going back. We're just going back with the nigga you like in power. We're going back with the person, the black capitalist who is bringing us back, but you're okay with it because they share the same skin tone as you. And you don't have to worry about the marginalization that you bestow upon women, amongst gay people, amongst trans people, or anything like that. Because if you say anything against you, all of a sudden you're black. That's why you're the O.J. Simpson. Because when you're on the field, like getting 1,000 yards a season, you're not black. You're O.J. But when you're up on trial, all of a sudden, the left is Mark Furman.
Sean, and I know so as I was listening to Marx, he talked about gaining political power, and he spoke on returning political power to the proletariat. And I was confused. I was like, wait, I thought there was no place for politics. And so I just so happened to be talking to Solid, and so I asked the question, and he told me about the point as far as like when fascism takes hold, and how once fascism is intact, there's no breathing room whatsoever. So even though Marx talked about the possibility of taking political power and returning it to the proletariat, can you talk about the line of demarcation that occurs when fascism takes hold and the complete political system is rotted?
Well, for the privileged class, when it takes hold, because for the non-privileged class, we are currently living in a state of fascism. There is no difference. I dare someone to tell me that undocumented immigrants aren't living within a fascist nation right now. But anyway, that's a bit of a digression. To answer your direct question, the chokeholds get tighter on the privileged classes that are within the proletarian umbrella, underneath the proletarian umbrella. Proletarian is the people who need to work for a living. If you can't, sit at home and do nothing and, make it off the money that you saved up or exploited from other people, you are part of the proletarian class. If you don't own the means of production, you are part of the proletarian class. And that goes for what's called lumpenprole too, but we'll get into that later. But the chokeholds for the upper classes tend to grip tighter, and things that seemingly didn't matter before start to matter now. Whereas there's this whole thing where Jay-Z has been on a rampage about how Black capitalism is the way to go, how we have, quote unquote, made up terms and called him and his friends capitalists in order to make them look bad. And Black people just need financial literacy and better spending habits, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas when fascism becomes a thing, Jay-Z is going to be the first one to be thrown under the bus. Black man now has natural. Go ahead.
I was just about to say why. Go ahead. You were going there. Go ahead.
Yeah, black man now has natural, what we would call Afrocentric hair. But just being Black in itself, that fascism is not going to uphold for him. And that interests that they have in his capital will no longer be something that they tolerate, because they have the political power to get rid of people in their constituency that upholds essentially the fascist nature of capitalism on the end for Black people. And then it will go forward, and it will happen to other marginalized demographics. And the chokehold will get tighter and tighter and tighter until it is what fascism is meant to do, is only white men are left standing with white women as property for white men to consume and make children. And, I'm trying to keep it as PG as possible, but it is actually very hard, because the things that they want to do are rather vulgar. It is not something that is like friendly at all, kid friendly at
all. Solid. You there?
Steph, I've been muted this whole time.
You have.
My bad.
Oh, good.
My bad.
Solid. Really quick, Sean said a lot. I'm sure you probably got something that you want to say as far as a response, which I think is important. I would also love to hear you kind of tack on, because Sean mentioned like capitalism and like Black capitalism. And I know I made a joke earlier on your live about, we're going to LLC our way out of oppression. Can you touch on that one more time as well?
Yeah, just real quick. I've been giving everything a name. Everyone I've asked, what does breaking it mean to you? Status quo, right? Breaking the status quo. What does it mean to you? And everybody's given their piece. And then I've given it a name, right? I have to say it plainly, okay? What Sis is talking about is armed revolution. That is that I simply must call it what it is. It's one of the ways, it's how you break free. It literally, liberals, so their function, if we're going to go by structural functionalism, their function is to do the, what's the word I'm looking for? It starts with a D.
Dougie. Della. Come on. What's it called when an envoy from one country goes and negotiates? Delegation. Negotiates war. Nah, they negotiate war. It's like a peaceful war tactic. It's called diplomacy. Oh, diplomacy.
Whew. They're there for the diplomatic manufacturing of consent. They're there to manufacture consent by tricking you into thinking that reformation is a thing under capitalism in the first place, and it's not. They're there to their function is to do. They actually do the cultural hegemony by saying that it's safer with us present, right? That the kayfabe, we've been talking about kayfabe for the past 3 nights, right? They're saying like there's a chance that this might not be fascist. There's a chance that this might be safe. There's a chance that you might not get exploited. There's a chance that you might have to face the bigotry. And the whole purpose of that show, the entire purpose of that kayfabe, is to keep you from doing armed revolution. What were you about to ask me? I forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry.
LLC their way out of Black people in LLC their way out of oppression.
No, it's like it's literally impossible, especially since the owning class is WASPs. It just wouldn't work. The parading around of your OJs and your JZs, the look, we got one. Right, right. The 0.01% of the top 1% is Black, and they literally are allowed to be Black and rich, so that the system can pretend like it's not like there is no racial hierarchy. Right, Oprah is allowed to be Oprah so that we can all be convinced that women have a fair shake under capitalism. But no, like literally, the idea that Black people will be able to adequately enough and ubiquitously enough do capitalism well enough to be free of oppression is ridiculous. It's literally ridiculous. It's just not a thing. Mathematically, it's not true. Mathematically, it can't work because there must be a class of people to oppress. There must be a class of people who is desperate and can be exploited, right? There's no possible way for all Black people or even the majority of Black people to capitalism their way out of oppression. Like it just the numbers don't work, right? There's 10 cookies. You know what I'm saying? One Black person might have a cookie. And if we base our idea of if we base our judgment of capitalism off of that one Black dude with a cookie and pretend like 50 people can all have a cookie when it's only 9 cookies left, it's ridiculous. Especially when one white dude has 9 cookies. You know what I mean? I'm sorry for that weird ass math, but it's how it works.
You can't say ASS on late nights.
I'm sorry for that weird booted math. Sorry. All right. That weird posterior math.
Debbie's in the chat for C, who sent a $10 donation, said, sorry, I wasn't able to send it through the GoFundMe. Can you kindly send this dono over to Solid? I got you. Debbie's in the chat. I'll get that added as well. Guys, please remember, we are driving towards the goal. We're trying to ensure that Solid can actually elevate the voices of the Black soldiers from the 2nd 16th Infantry Battalion. We are guys, I'm telling you, we will not just cross the finish line. We will sprint through the finish line. So please check out the link. It's in my link tree. It's in Solid link tree. It's in Swan's. It's in Ari's. It's in Petty's. It's all around. Solid is trying to raise funds to actually make a short film, a documentary to elevate the voices of the Black soldiers that experience massive forms of racism while being a quote unquote hero for their country. And it's something that is absolutely necessary. And we are doing what we can to ensure that our community helps push this across the finish line. And so, guys, if you can go give $1, $2, $10, whatever you guys can donate, it would be more than helpful. Just do what you can. Please do what you can. As of right now, we have made it to We've made it to $511 just for this evening. So please go ahead and click the link, get over to the GoFundMe and donate if you can. Please, let's get his. Solid has a goal set for 12K, and he's 93% away from reaching that goal. Less than $1,000 away. I know for a fact that we can close that out this evening. We got over 1,000 people listening. If everybody just goes to give $1, just $1, we can close out that goal. Go directly to the link in my link tree or the link in Solid's link tree or wherever. Then go over to the GoFundMe. That's the best place to donate the money so we can watch the progress. Go over and donate. Please go over and donate. Solid, passing it back to you. I know we got Manders who just came over on YouTube. I want to go ahead and wrap Joanna and Lobo back in one more time so we can swap them out and get some more people in. But I'm going to give you the floor to direct how we do this.
So yeah, I've already asked the break the status quo thing, right? Now it's time for some higgity homework, baby. Let's get it. Name me a way that you, in your own small way, can break the status quo. Some group you could participate in, some activity you can do, some arts and crafts. I'm just kidding. What do you plan on doing to break the status quo, Joanna?
Well, I actually recently started a political organization in my county, specifically directed at young people, because so many of them feel disenfranchised. But since a lot of people like to defund education, they have no idea why. They know what they feel, but they can't quite put their finger on it. So getting them to deconstruct and realize what is actually happening around them and who's doing it, I feel like will be very helpful going forward, because which one is it? Gen Alpha is huge and they're upset. And if we can get them activated, especially with all the YNs we got out here, I feel like that would be a fantastic way of getting the ball rolling.
All I heard was Vanguard. You said YN, all I hear is Vanguard. I hear Community Marshal Force. Lobo.
Hold on a second.
Wait, first of all, thank you,
before we
Joanna.
go to Joanna, thank you for coming up. I'm going to go ahead and swap you out, okay?
You're welcome.
Thank you, Joanna. I appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all. W
Thank you.
everybody on the panel and W10. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Solid.
Lobo. In what way do you plan to break the status quo? What's your contribution going to be?
Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna be one of those people that be like, "Oh, I know exactly the direction I'm going." It's like, no. The first thing that I could possibly think of to possibly break the status quo was obviously just starting with the foundation myself in a lot of ways, like just how I carry myself, and also just professionally learning more skills to actually be able to benefit others when they get in a pinch. So they, and kind of making like a little pipeline and everything, so nobody's getting taken advantage of by like somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah, I could, help you get your house back together or something. You just gotta, give me that arm, and how about that leg right there, or something like that. And I don't know. And also just, like what men gotta do in general, just they gotta work on that internalized misogyny and everything like that, and working on breaking out of all that early BS that young men are taught nowadays. It's really harmful, and I don't believe in it, and no one else should.
Okay, thank you for that. Swan, I see you.
Lobo, I appreciate you. I'm gonna go ahead and switch you out, okay?
Of course, it's been a pleasure. I hope everybody has a good night. Peace.
All right, have a good one. Sorry, go ahead, Solid.
Is Petty in the request?
Petty is not. Petty is just Petty, but Manders is up there. Make sure we introduce Manders as well.
Okay. Swan, I'm come right back to you. I'm gonna introduce Manders. Hi.
Solid.
Manders?
How are you?
I'm chilling. I'm living a thug life, practicing my kung fu. What's going on?
I'm just chilling as well. I'm looking forward to learning more.
Wonderful, wonderful. Who this here?
Activista.
Yeah. Activista, are you there? How you doing?
Hi, Super Solid. I'm so glad to make your acquaintance. I've been listening for several days, and it's really wonderful to hear you speak. So thank you for being here.
That's wonderful. I appreciate that. I really do. Okay, real quick. Swan had something she wanted to add, and then I'll be with the two of you in a second. Okay.
I just wanted to add, and this may have already been explained and expressed, but it's when you were talking, Santana, about like convincing people, or at least attempting to like get people to understand what is happening currently. I was just gonna say that because that is difficult, I think, to find a line, like especially if you're someone who is like really thinks that you can get through to a person. I would say that, like for me personally, the line is like if this person doesn't take accountability and understanding that things need to change and they need to be convinced, as opposed to the education not working and setting in, if that makes sense, and they're not the ones that are like showing that they're in that direction as well, then I think those people that constantly push back, I would say compromise. That might be an extreme word for some people, but for me, I think that that's where you'd have to draw the line, is if this person is going to take personal accountability to progress and move forward, to understand what we're talking about, and to wanting to educate themselves and actively doing so, then that individual is just compromised, if that makes sense.
Well, let me ask the panel this: what's the line for you guys? I mean, I hear what you're saying, Swan, and I guess so. For me, I have a soft spot for Black people, period, and I tend to try to give Black people a little bit more leniency when I try to explain things, when I try to reach them, when I try to bring people in. Black people, I'll give it a little bit more leniency because I love my people, right? But I do understand there's a line of demarcation where it's not worth it. There's a line in the sand, and you just got to cut tie. Swan said when she knows that it's time to cut bait. Manders, then Activista, then Sean, then Solid. I would love to hear from you guys as far as when do you know it's time to just cut bait and stop? So Manders, you first.
Oh, okay. Geez. I'm pretty sure I'm already at that point when you literally spend every waking hour trying to make money because otherwise you're not going to survive. It gets pretty frustrating. So, yeah.
Okay. Activista?
Santana, could you clarify, cut bait with regard to, please.
Trying to reach people, trying to get them to understand like the systems that we live in, the societal structures. Not only is it not working, but like the people deserve better. We deserve the ability to actually live a happy, safe, healthy life, to get outside of the societal structures that we have been indoctrinated to reach a higher, for lack of better words, a higher level of class consciousness.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. I hear where you're coming from. Okay. So here's the thing. Recently I was at a meeting of sustainable collaboration among industry to try to create symbiosis. And one person brought up the point that some particular technique was too hard to do. And I'm so tired of hearing that things are too hard. I don't want to hear things are too hard. It's hard. It's hard being a human. It's hard being a Black person. It's hard being a Puerto Rican. It's hard being a woman. It's hard. Every day, it's hard. So I don't cut bait. I make other plans. And you had said something several days ago that I kind of hung my hat on. And I think it was something along the lines of class coalition or demographic.
Class solidarity.
Class solidarity. There it is.
I learned it from Solid.
Perfect. So this is the thing. I think sometimes we follow or pick up the wrong tools, and we follow the people who have the wrong tool. And I've been thinking this for a long time, and I've wanted to talk to you about this for a long time because you keep edging in this direction. And because you are a very popular creator, and you know a bunch of popular creators, I feel like the creators need to pick up a different ship or pick up a different issue to get class solidarity with. So for instance, we have been distracted by a lot of bad behavior by administration, right? But we can redirect ourselves to something that we could have a great deal of class solidarity. I'll point right to it. It is universal medicine. And all these creators that have so many followers could start a movement before the 2028 election and say, we're looking for somebody who wants to put universal health care in place. So I don't cut bait. I just turn the ship and find another way to get there. I can't cut bait. I've been doing this for too many years. So I don't have a choice. Every day I go into work and I have to do something or say something to someone who does not like that I have that kind of voice, and I pay for it. So no, there is no cutting bait. We just have to find a different way to do this systemic deconstruction. And I feel like we need to pick a topic and we need to have class solidarity around something. And I think if we could get around universal health care before 2028, that would be a coalescing issue.
Okay. The only pushback that I have with that is understanding, not everyone has the same perspective when it comes to, even on this panel, we have people that agree with electoral politics, people who don't agree with electoral politics. And saying that getting everybody together to drive towards one specific issue, I think that's not necessarily what we're talking about when we say class solidarity. I get what you're saying. When I say class solidarity and what I've learned and what I've heard, the thing that I speak to when I talk about class solidarity is understanding that the power lies with the people. And sure, you can talk about voting, but that's not the thing that I'm really aiming at. I'm really aiming at the ability to free ourselves from these societal constraints that we've continued to live through, understanding that the ultra wealthy are the only ones that benefit from what we're dealing with today, right? And so, I get what you're saying. I think when you talk about trying to create class solidarity with people who don't align even close to the way that you are, and their focus is one focus another, it creates a little bit of a harder thing to do. So I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I think that's a tough one. That's a tough one. All right, Sean, coming to you. What's the line of demarcation for you? Like, how do you know when to cut bait and stop trying to reach someone to create that class consciousness?
When it comes to individuals, I will say that I exhaust myself, but this is more of a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. I tend to exhaust myself with individuals who I know, and I want to pull over to the left, and I understand that these people can be radicalized, but more so it's kind of personal in that regard. If you do it twice and you're just like, yeah, I don't feel like doing it anymore, you need to be okay with the fact that that's okay. You need to be okay with the fact that if this person doesn't want to come with you, you can just grab someone else. You can just go to someone else. You don't have to exhaust yourself on this person who is refusing to see, as my brother put it, the way, the truth, and the light, and move towards liberatory action. When it comes to the overarching thing, though, I do want to say this, because the overarching issue that a lot of people have is when do we call it when? When do we know when it's been enough to start lining people up on the wall? And I want to make something very clear. And is my wall painter in here? Is my wall painter? Hold on. Let me send a Discord message to my wall painter.
Really quick, I want to or did you need a moment?
No. Well, my wall. I sent the message to my wall painter. My wall painter is Nafi. Shout outs to Nafi, by the way, for winning Wall Painter of the Year. It was voted that as a superlative in my community. And W to everyone who voted. But I just want to tell everyone this, and in particular, my wall painting in general, is that painting the wall with fash and painting the wall with people who go up against the revolution is a matter of time. It is not a matter of resources. It is not a matter of effort. It is not a matter of re-education. There is nothing about that. When it comes to lining people up on the wall and reading them a poem to tell them why they're being lined up against the wall and to essentially hold them accountable for all of their oppressive actions, that is a matter of time. Once the revolution hits, you are cannon fodder. You are no longer allowed to be convinced to come over here. Once the revolution is over and we are getting rid of the oppressive forces, you are no longer allowed to come over here and change your mind and say, oh, no, the oppression that I did doesn't count anymore. There's no takesies, backsies. Like, it is a matter of time. Once that revolution hits, you're out of time. That's it. That's all. And so that's where you would know, like, whether or not it is time to line someone up against the wall. If it is time to do revolutionary action, and post-revolution, when it is time to defend the revolution with everything that you have in you, because defending that revolution means defending your own liberation.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think there's a understanding as far as, like, when you hit that line of demarcation and there's no other point, it's too late to get on board. But I think until then, I don't know. So the part that I struggle with is trying to extend my hand to people that I think should have it. But one thing that I do want to call out really quickly, because I see people in the comment section, and I'm sorry, I would be remiss if I didn't do this and specifically call this out in my space. For all of my friends that are in the comment section, and you guys are liberals. I get what you're saying. I promise you I do. But the one thing that I have to call out for everyone that is specifically saying, well, the liberals. I agree. When revolution is here, it's either you're with us or you're against us. But until then, I think we have to figure out a way to extend our hands to try to expose people to more new information. I think it's really important to try to get people to understand, like, this isn't working. This is one of the reasons why I really wanted to host this topic this week on Late Nights. The reason why I wanted to host this topic on Late Nights is not only to actually support the GoFundMe, right? But I also wanted to extend the hand to people that may not have heard this before, may not know much about this. And I think it's important to do that. So that's where I stand. Sean, I know you had your hand up, and then Solid, I want to come to you as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to say to this point, I know that the olive branch is very appealing, especially when it comes to liberals. The issue that I'm having with it is that puts a burden on you that should not have to, but like, fall on you. Like, what you do for your community, what you do for your people, what you do for, your friend group, whatever, that's what you do. And that is the work you put in, and like the grind that you do for yourself and for your revolutionary praxis. It's how you remain principled. And that's perfectly fine. But I think to put an obligation on someone to say, you need to reach out to your oppressor and try and bring your oppressor over to your side. I usually, with something like this, and I know you're not saying it in this way in particular, but the idea of putting the information out there and having an obligation to teach people these things sounds like the olive branch to reach out towards the people who want to push back against your liberation. And I usually have a saying to people when they say this, because they try and utilize this kind of thing and say, well, don't you want to reach out to people? Don't you want people to join your side? Shouldn't you be reaching out and reaching out an olive branch? And I usually tell them, I'd be like, I do reach out an olive branch. My olive branch is a 7.62 by 39 and it goes 500 yards and I'm pretty precise with it. So I'll reach out to you. Absolutely. And I will neutralize the threat every time. I don't have an obligation, and I would never put an obligation on you or anyone else to reach out to someone who is trying to hold back your liberation. What I urge you to do is, for your own friend group, do what you can for them. And if you feel like reaching out, then absolutely, I'm not going to tell you not to. But if you don't feel like reaching out anymore, I need y'all to understand that's okay too, because the revolution is coming. It's not about like what you do to remain principled and the things that you do in order to get people over to your side, quote unquote, isn't about you taking steps to step in front of them and have that now be downrange, because you taking steps over to that side is you moving to the right. And I need you to understand that these people need to come to the left or they are downrange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with the fact that like there's no compromise. Like I want to make sure that I'm very clear about that. For me, it's not about compromise. I don't think that there's any way that we can say, well, I see your position and maybe we can work with this or maybe we can work with that. The hard part that I have is that, yeah, I don't know. Solid. What about you? Where's the line of demarcation for you? When do you say enough is enough?
There ain't one.
Say it again.
Stuck like this. There ain't one. I'm stuck like this. It's just, you might as well ask me to not be me.
Mm-hmm.
I was first time a bonehead poked a friend of mine. First time I ever seen like real attempted unaliving. I was 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? I took my first life when I was 20 years old. Those are formative years. My frontal lobe wasn't even fully developed yet. I wasn't even a full adult. I ain't had the faculties to process what I was doing. I used to break into people's houses, like not like on no street shit, like in the military. Right? Used to breach into folks' house. They're terrified. They trembling. They literally huddled together, holding each other. And we would go in there. We would flip their bunks over. We would mess up their armoires, punch holes in their wall, like with the sledgehammer, to see if they had false walls. These are people that had nothing. They didn't have plumbing. They used to throw their feces in the front yard. That's how you was greeted to their home, having to step over a trench full of doo-doo. And then a foreign entity comes into their house. You know what I mean? Imagine you sitting, you chilling, you watching, I don't know, fucking Bonanza or something. Sorry, Mama John. Imagine you watching Bonanza or something, and somebody busts up in your house and break your couch. And they armed, and they tell you where the WMD's at. Bro, we live in Burbank. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Southeast Baghdad. Atrocities. I was 20 years old, thinking that I was gonna get away from gangbanging, thinking that I wasn't gonna turn out like my homeboys. That's all I know. My Uncle John funeral was at my school. I went to a Christian academy growing up. I was in the first grade. My Uncle John funeral was in my auditorium, and you could still see where the hole was at in his junk. The humans when I was humans all my life been this hodgepodge, this people with a great capacity for love and greatness and togetherness and community, and they also been the greatest evil I've ever seen. And to cleanse myself, all I know is love. All I know is community. All I know is to reach my hand out. I can't do nothing else. I'm incapable. I am incapable. They get mad at me for making friends with these racist cadunkachas on my line. I don't know how to not. Ain't no off switch. My name is me. It's a pseudonym. You know how like Batman is, his real ego is Batman and Bruce Wayne is the alter ego for real? I'm really super solid. I'm really class solidarity. I don't know nothing else. Okay. I don't know nothing else but to protect my people, to fight for the underdog, and to grow love. That's all I know. Ain't no off switch. I can't cut it. I don't know how. Yeah. You asked me too. I'm gonna stare at you like you barking. I'm gonna stare at you like that. You know how a dog tilt his head at you. You asked me to cut that. I'm gonna stare at you. I don't know what you're talking about. High key.
Hey, Swan, can I ask Swan something?
2 seconds. Let me get this off because I got this and I really want to do this because it's close to t-shirt time. But W's in the chat for all the people that's donated so far. Guys, we have tonight alone, we've been able to raise $737, right? $737. But we are $642 away from closing out the goal that Solid had, which is the 12K. It's going to take more than that to make the short film, but we are so close. We are so close. There's more than that, enough of people watching right now. Please go over to the GoFundMe, check the link. It's in my link tree. It's in Solid's link tree. It's in Sean's. It's in Swan's. It's in Petty's. It's in Ari's. Please. All we need is $642. $642. There's more people watching than the amount that we need. That means if 642 people send $1 to the GoFundMe, just $1 to the GoFundMe link, we can hit his goal for this evening. That would be amazing. That would absolutely be amazing. So please get over there. If you can spare anything, if you can spare just $1, get over there and do it. Please. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I want to ask Swan something. Swan, you there? You came off mute and then you went back on mute.
Oh wait, can you guys hear me?
No, I can't. Yeah.
Okay, I'm here.
So, and I want everybody to know. Well, W is solid, by the way, because I just wanted to make it very clear. One, that it's the obligation, like the thought of an obligation to reach out to your oppressor and pull them to the left. the obligation is that's my issue. If you are reaching out to the people, your oppressor, and pulling them to the left, that's perfectly fine. I do need y'all to know though, the clock is ticking. When time's up, time's up. There will be no I can save him. I know you super he know where home at solid, but I'm gonna need you to back off that nigga real quick and let him get this work real quick. But and I know you know that. But I just wanted to ask Swan, why do these light skins always doing spoken word on us?
I was wondering the same
She's
thing.
smoking the antenna.
I'll be over here ready to snap.
I went to war to get away from the streets. I was bicking back, being fool.
I was bicking back, eating chocolate buppies
in Colorado.
You know what I'm saying? Then you just feel this urge to snap, to want to snap when they make a point, you know?
Right.
That's what it is. W Drake for that new album, by the way.
Drop him. Wrap it up.
We're not endorsing champagne coffee up here.
Hey, W, y'all for these donos, though.
Yeah, no, I'm like hyper fixated on this. I really want to be able to hit the goal. Petty, you had something that you wanted to add.
Yeah, I came up here specifically about the GoFundMe and this project. There have been a lot of folks that have come in late that were asking what the project is about. Solid is a veteran. He wants to, I'm not going to do this as good as him, but just hold for a second. He wants to highlight the voices of the Black soldiers that he was in combat with, that experienced an immense amount of racism. If you would like to see a preview of what this project is going to look like, you can go to the link in his link tree, go to YouTube. The most recent video is the pre-work for this. We're also going to start recording this weekend. Super excited, lots of really cool things coming up. But I came up here specifically to speak about the fact that having to speak to this, putting this effort into this project is fatiguing Solid. It is triggering for him. So the donations are not only going to the project, but also to his aftercare to make sure that he can continue to show up for us and educate us. If Chud the Builder can raise $250,000, we can raise $25,000.
I'm
aftercare. I'm sorry.
I just want to say, like, I don't think you guys understand like how focused I am on this. Like, there is no fucking way that we can't hit this number tonight. There's no way that we can't hit this number tonight, guys. Like there's no way we can't. So far, we've raised $787. We got 592 left to hit the 12K marker tonight. Like, we are right there. Click the link in the link tree, go to the GoFundMe. Guys, this is what community is about. So many people talk so much shit about you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. Community is about coming together and putting our time, energy, effort, support behind the people that need it and the people that deserve it. And damn it, Solid deserves it. Like, I truly, truly mean that. We can close this out tonight. It's not going to be the total goal, but we can get him over this 12K marker. 592 people send $1. Please, please, please go directly to the GoFundMe link. It's in my link tree. It's in Solid's link tree. Sean, Swan, Ari, Petty, guys. Let's close this out. I've been like, I'm like hyper fixated on this at the moment. Like, I can't even really. We can do this. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Hold on. there's an update. 1 second. Okay, so now we're up to 992 for the evening, and we only have $387 left. $387 left. 387. We're 97% of the way. We're right there. Literally right there. Let's get this over the finish line. Let's get this over the finish line. Like, I honestly, I have faith in our community. I trust you guys. I know that you guys will do what you can do. I'm sorry for putting pressure, but like, this is the time for us to show up and show out. This is the time for us to show up and show out. If you can. If you can. Don't overextend yourself. Don't do more than you can do. But if you can do it, please do it.
Oh, snap.
So
11,943.
Say it again.
We right there. We at 11,943. Somebody.
Where? Why am fucking? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, hey, louder. Hey. I just got a PayPal. That should put us over. Carmela.
I see right now 12,008. I see 12,000. I'm so fucking proud of you guys. I am so fucking proud of you guys. That literally means the world to me. I'm sorry. I know I derailed. But holy shit, I'm so proud of you guys.
Hey, we had 12,245.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, W. Listen, I'm not gonna like skin all over the place with this, because you know I like to get real mushy. You know what I'm saying? Again, y'all believing in me validates everything I believe in. This is literally me proving my point. So in a way, I'm to thank for all this. No, I'm just kidding. When you believe in me, like, right, like, it's not just that. It's the, like, I want you to pay attention to the fact that you are doing it. You're doing it. Y'all, not just you. Y'all are doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? It's always been community. Community's always been the answer to every problem. Every time. On a daily basis, I'm like, community. On a daily basis. Love you too, Swan. Real talk, man. I'm proud of you. For real. Like, on a daily basis, y'all. We talking about, on a daily basis, we talking about community. On a daily basis. Right? And I'm like, when I'm able to come to my community, it's proof. It's proof. It's proof. On a daily basis, Holly. Every day, Holly. Every time you see my name, Super Solid, it's short for super solidarity. It's short for class solidarity. Every day. I wear it on my skin, Slim. Okay. The sign off. All power to all the people.
Wait, why are you signing off?
No, I'm explaining.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what happened?
When I do the sign off, it's all power to all the people. Right? It's saying that the means of production should lay in the hands of the workers. That the people are what give life. The people are what give power, not just to the economy, but each other. Right? Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. What happened? Let me refresh.
Yeah. No, you lock in. I got this part. Right, you focus. Right. You focus.
Everybody, all power to all the people except for Ralph. Ralph doesn't exist. He's just something I say so that you'll remember that I said all power to all the people. It's just me being goofy. But you remember it because I say all power to all the people except for Ralph, right? Do something good for your neighbor. I am literally trying to sneak into your brain. Little ninja comment, little worm, little brain worm. #RFK. I'm literally trying to sneak into your brain the idea that you should be doing mutual aid. And then next I say Ubuntu. Ubuntu. I am because we are. I am because we are. You understand? Without me, without y'all, there is no me. Without us, there is no me. We are what makes me me. I am because we are. We are a unified unit. And you proved it. You proved it. You keep proving it. Don't stop proving it. Thank you all. Look, hold on. Let me say thank like really hard so that y'all understand. Hold on. Okay. Thank you. Because I'm being weird because I want you to know I mean that shit. You hear me? I mean that shit. Thank you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
I'll say this. A lot of times we talk about, because I know this conversation has been throughout this week. It's been a lot of struggles, and it's been an introduction. And I've said this the other night when I signing off. This is 101. For a lot of people, this may be your first time hearing any of these ideas, any of these principles, any of these things that you're learning. This may be the first time you're being exposed to this, and it's important. It's important. The thing that I believe in more than anything else is community. I don't have faith in the government. I don't have faith in the norms. I don't have faith in any of that, but I have faith in people. I genuinely put my trust in the people that I surround myself with. I put my trust in the community that I've been allowed to be a part of, not build, be a part of. And I think that's why I struggle a lot with, how, like, when is too much, or when is it too far, or when do you have to stop trying to reach people? I think it's important to try to reach people because we need each other. People need people, right? And that's something that I can't get past, and I won't let go, because I think that together we could literally change the world. Like, we can do all the things that we're looking to do, and we can do that together. And I appreciate the hell out of everyone for being willing to show up, show out, and not just like help with this project and help raise funds and help do these things, but being open, listening. Like, I know there's conversations that have been had and it's uncomfortable to a lot of people. I get it. But the one thing that I pride myself on is knowing that I wouldn't give a voice to people that I thought was harmful. That's like one of the biggest things to me. I feel an obligation and responsibility to be a good steward of not only like my platform, but the community you guys allow me to be a part of, the voice that you give me. It's my responsibility to be a good steward of that. And so sometimes I bring to you guys people that you want to hear, that you're excited to hear about, people that you might not know and I feel like you need to hear, or people that are just going to say things that are going to make you feel uncomfortable, but I know that uncomfortability is needed. But more than anything, I put pride in our community as a whole and what we can do together. And so that's what this has all been about for me. I think that's why I've been taking this so personal, seeing like good people like Solid who says like, hey, I'm doing this thing and if you want to help. And I'm like, what do you mean if people want to help? Like we have to help. So I'm proud of where we are at the moment. We're at 57% of his total goal. We're not done, but I'm so proud of everyone that's listening, everyone that's contributed, everyone that's on the panel, everyone that's requested up, commented, just been here this week, whether you agree, disagree, whether you heard some stuff that made you think, whether you heard some stuff that made you uncomfortable, doesn't matter. So many people have stuck it out. And I think that what we're doing here today, right now, whether it's in the moment with this, putting the efforts behind what Solid's doing, or if you heard something that makes you want to research, makes you want to grow, I think all of this is the seeds, and we're planting the seeds with the work that we're doing. No pause. All right. Let's do this because it is t-shirt time, and it's been a long day for me. The reason why I didn't spar this morning is because I went to sleep at like 3 a.m. something. So it's been a long day, and I've been up since early. But we do have to wrap it up. So Manders, I wanna come to you first. What do you want to add? Anything that you want to speak to? Anything from this week that you want to actually cover?
The only thing I want to really cover is so there's some people that I know in real life that follow the Communist Party, and a common topic from them is a general strike, which I get the process, of course, but I don't understand how that works with the millions of people that don't have any savings. How are they supposed to handle a general strike? Thoughts on that would be awesome.
Sean?
I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to listen. I only could hear like half of what you said.
So some of the people that she associates with in real life, some communists, they've been talking about a general strike. And she was saying that she doesn't understand how to go about a general strike when people don't have like enough savings or whatever to be able to sustain themselves. How does that work with instituting something like that or doing something like that when people don't have additional means to sustain themselves?
Oh, yeah. General strikes are about, they're not about sustaining people through like savings. They're about, it's the first stage to revolutionary action. So a general strike would more so kind of fund itself through ideals of like a legalism. So like if you did a general strike, the things that would happen is like we would be looting and robbing and doing stuff to places of business that hold the means of production in order to sustain the people like within our community.
Okay. What about like housing? Like people that rent, if they're not like, would they just?
So I guess Sean and Manders, let me know if I'm not trying to mansplain for you, but let me know if this is where you're going. You're trying to figure out like, I think what you're trying to do is apply the current principles of capitalism to something that is rooted in revolution.
Right.
Okay, and I think that's where the symmetry breaker is. And Sean, I'll give it to you, but like, am I wrong by saying trying to apply those two don't match?
I mean, yeah, I mean, they don't. But the thing is just there are questions that need to be answered. What do we do about housing? This is answered within illegalism. You squat, or you just say, "I'm not leaving."
Okay.
You get together with your other tenants. You do rent strikes. General strike is also inclusive of rent strikes. This is why I wanted to talk about the lumpen, because people don't talk about the lumpen proletariat enough. Lumpen proletariat means the people who still have to work for wages, but don't have traditional state recognized employment. So people who collect disability, or people who are drug dealers, people who engage in prostitution, a lot of different kinds of smex work, like the people out on the streets still making ends meet, but not doing so within a way that the state recognizes as like legal hustle, if you will. A lot of these general strike praxis would rely heavily on these people who know the avenues of the streets, more so than people who like work a 9 to 5 every single day in order to do things like tenants unions. Because these people, believe it or not, are actually the protectors of revolution and revolutionary action. Literally, CRIP means community revolution in progress. Blood literally mean. Does my brother want to tell him what the faction mean, bro?
I don't know what that mean. I know my 5 points.
Brotherly love.
On over there.
Brotherly love on over there is crazy. Yeah. Dare with a D. No, it's brotherly love overcomes oppression and division.
Overcomes what? I ain't never
oppression
heard that
and division. Brotherly love overcomes oppression and division. Or destruction. Some people do say destruction.
Yep.
Oh, I know my 5 points is love, truth, justice, freedom, and peace.
But yeah, so like these avenues, these things are literally meant to protect the community, and utilizing them to protect you against like the state entities like police are going to be paramount within the revolutionary action, I believe. And this is why, like, I believe that third spaces are super. You feel a wolf coming on, but third spaces are absolutely important because when I was in the streets, these third spaces were where I met most of the people within the community and told people what was going on and told people like what we were doing in the community. And it was an avenue to get people certain things that they needed in order to live. If we did a job, I'll say that, and we wanted to give people some of the things in our community, we would meet up in those third spaces and give people like what they needed within our community, distributing things that were taken from here, taken from there.
Absolutely. All right, Manders, I appreciate you coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down, okay?
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Activisa, I'm gonna come to you. Anything else that you wanted to add or a question or anything before I drop you down?
Yeah, I still think that if we find something that everyone needs that prevents people from progressing in their lives, that we will find a coalescing issue that breaks down barriers and walls. And I still believe that you can get more people to fight for universal health care because it's something that breaks people when their health their health gets so bad that they can't even work. Universal health care frees a lot of people, and I really believe that will create class solidarity. You'll get more people who will fight for this than won't. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You. I love you.
Yeah, love you as well. I'll say this. I do think, anyone that knows me, I definitely advocate for universal health care. I advocate for like free public college options, a lot of those things. And so understanding like where we are and how our society currently works within our society, I absolutely say that we need those things. We need those things. And if we're talking about like what we really need, I think that's a bigger conversation. But in a point as far as like where we are today and how that works, I completely agree with you. But anyway, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you. I'm gonna drop you down.
Thank you. Have a good night, Santana. We all adore and appreciate your passion. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Petty. What you got for people?
Don't these people know you're actually an op?
Well, I mean, listen. I'm just out here grifting one coin at a time, trying to get my ducats.
Tough spoons, trademarked, link in bio.
Anyways. Spoons.
No, I first wanted to say thank you, everybody, for getting us over halfway to the goal. I'm going to just remind everybody again, if you want to see the prequel to the project, go to Solid's YouTube. There is a fantastic episode that does not have enough views on it yet. We are going to start doing some more recording for this project this weekend. And I'm going to speak to, I don't know how many of the 563 people that are here on TikTok are white, but if you are a white person and you claim to be deconstructing, it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Thanks, Santana.
Thank you, Betty. I appreciate you. Swan.
Yes. Are you just final words?
Come on, is this your first time up here? You know what we doing. Come on, don't act new.
No, I was engaging and eating snacks.
Are you eating gummy worms? Is what I got?
No. Oh, gummy worms are the best.
Mm-hmm.
I was eating some cantaloupe, but I was like slicing it, So I was a little distracted. But no, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Solid, this is incredible. Like so incredible. I don't even know what else to say. This is just like really amazing.
You know what to say. What are you doing after you get off the panel, Swan?
I will be going live, and I will talk to people about what I got going on over there. With the Ebola virus, it's causing a lot of issues. A lot of issues. But I'll talk more about it there when I go live.
Do we need to talk?
Follow me. I'm gonna go live.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
I said, do we need to talk?
Yes.
All right. Let me know.
We'll chat. But yes, if you do come to my live, I'm going to be on my Daddy Sombly 0.3 account. That's a different account than this one, but I will post the live on the story for this account. But yeah, outside of that, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. W Sean, W Solid, W everybody. And again, Solid, this is incredible. I'm super proud of you. And, we're going to make it happen. We're going to rally around you. This is going to happen.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Swan. Hey, Solid, you already seen it. I was just about to.
I got quoted 10K the other day. So if somebody got a lick, like if somebody got some help for the Lolo,
well, I got a couple of ski masks. I got a couple of glass jars. Which one you want to do?
Yeah, we'll make it work. I got a couple of bags with a $sign on them.
Okay.
And some striped pajamas.
I know some people in Atlanta. We could go that route.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love T.I.
Yeah. Sean, what you got?
So my final words are going to be a bit of a reiteration of something that I said before. I just want to reiterate my very first point first and say Black liberals are the O.J. Simpson of the Black community. When it comes to the lumpen proletariat, however, one of the things that I get really excited about talking about the lumpen for is that I take a lot of inspiration from Stalin. As many people know, Stalin robbed banks in order to fund the revolution. But Stalin, as you know, a person growing up in a feudal Russia, was robbing banks to at first feed his children. And once the revolution hit, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna rob the banks. I'm gonna feed my kids with some of this money, but then I'm gonna also give some to the revolution so I can feed my kids all the time." That's how important the lumpen proletariat is. That's how important these people in your community that do drill are. That's how important the gangs in your community are. This idea of like anti-gang culture is anti-communist and anti-black. You cannot convince me otherwise. This idea of getting rid of these factions in your community that are there because of financial hardship in order to create financial well-being for the people within your community, and getting rid of them and calling them evil, calling them bad, saying that they're taking over capitalistic institutions in negative ways is nothing but anti-person of color, anti-marginalized demographic, and particularly anti-black and racist. Because they're trying to get you to believe that people who are doing the exact same things and navigating the exact same avenues that the capitalists are utilizing, but doing it for a marginalized community, are somehow these evil people who don't have your best interest at heart, even though they're the ones cutting your grandmother's lawn and giving her a turkey every Thanksgiving. It's crazy to me. So rest in peace, Rayful Edmond, and free all my N-words in the pen.
We're already here. You could have just said it. I said a couple words, so I mean, you know, we are where we are now.
I curse around my mama all the time.
I don't. But you know what's funny? Like, I was talking to my mom earlier, and she was like, "Oh, I was going to check and see if you had any videos up, and I was gonna watch and see if you posted anything." And I was like, "God damn it! I forgot she watches like when I post stuff too."
Don't do it, mama.
Oh my gosh,
Mom! Thanks for washing my damn pajamas.
Hey,
will you tuck me in the damn bed?
In the damn bed is crazy. The damn bed is diabolical. I curse around my mother when my mother initiates it. I'll say that.
Read me one more bedtime story. Shit.
That's how
Can we please? Can we get this thing off the pedal?
I'm like pearl clutching. Like, not around my mama. Not my mama. Really quick, before I give you the floor, Solid, I want to give everybody a quick update. So for anyone saying, what's the numbers up here for? I'm going to have Solid cover. I think it would be great to bookend it, right? I mean, a bookend, not bookended, bookend, with the story behind what we're doing. So we've been collecting funds through the GoFundMe for Solid for his amazing initiative. And I'm going to let him speak about his initiative, but I do want to say that when we started the night, we were at $10,621. So far through the GoFundMe, we have raised a total just tonight. Hold on. Sorry.
You already know.
Just tonight, we've raised $1,832, bringing us to a total of $12,453. Now, that also does not include these donations that I've gotten. So a couple of quick W's. W's in the chat for Phoenix Eye, who sent a $2 super chat over on YouTube, said, "Don't sleep on a good tuna casserole." I will. W's in the chat for Phoenix Eyes for another $2 that said, "Gotta name it something else. It's too loaded." I don't remember what we're talking about, but okay. Also, W's in the chat for Paula, who sent a $25 YouTube super chat, say, "Please send the link to the GoFundMe. I can't use the link, or please send please send to the GoFundMe. I can't use the link. Yep, got you. So that $25 donation, it's also compound with a couple of different donations that were received, including W's in the chat for Brookie, who sent $1, said for solid GoFundMe, the minimum is $5. I got you, Brookie, no worries. And then W's in the chat for Kathleen for the $4, said my last little bit that I can spare. Kathleen, you're amazing. You're amazing. W's in the chat as well. For Lacey, who sent $5, said for solid, and massive W's in the chat for Allie, who sent $100 and said 50 for you, 50 for solid. Love this community, Allie. You are amazing, and we love you so much more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Combining that with all of the people, even though I was saying send it to the GoFundMe, people have been sending funds directly to my pay links. And so we have a total of $221 that we will be sending over. I'll send that over once we finish the live from people that's been adding money or sending money to me. So that will bring our grand total up so far for these for tonight. Let's see here, to $2,053, which I wish I would have saved the number where we were when we started solid versus where we're at now, but whatever. But tonight, that's gonna, at least as of right now, we're at $2,053 raised. As a matter of fact, while Solid speaking, I'm gonna go ahead and send that over now, and so we can have the numbers updated in real time. Solid, floor is yours.
Just real quick, I think I saw Coppage come in here. Coppage, is that you?
Who is Coppage?
He's one of the guys I deployed with. White dude. Guy whom I love very much. I just want to give it a second, maybe.
All white people don't look the same, Solid.
Well, all Coppages do. So, Coppage, is that you? All right. Anyway, I was hoping that was him. So, well, I forgot where in the.
You're supposed to be talking about the GoFundMe.
2007. Well, it was 2007, and I was just a young, spry PT stud, very skinny boy. No taller than 6'3". I weighed no more. You know what? I weighed 175 pounds when I went to Baghdad. At 6'3". I left. I was 220. But there was a time when somebody said all head. Yeah, I weighed 175 pounds when I went to Baghdad. Anyway, there was a I was on the trauma team. I was the combat medic. I was one of the combat medics working on the trauma team. I was in the trauma bay for about 3 months, working. You know, people would get hurt. They come in the trauma bay. We package them up, get ready to fly them out. And then one day, the word comes down that I'm supposed to go to the scout and sniper platoon. And I thought that meant I was, mind you, I had a 6-month-old. Oh, well, no, at the time she was 1, right? So I had a 1-year-old that I thought I was never going to see again. I thought I wasn't ever going to see Ambrose again, you know? They told me I was basically going to be in a specialty platoon that meant I was going to be on the line. And I hid. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I literally hid in my bunk for 3 days. I ate a total of 5 chicken fingers. I huffed 2 cans of air. Sorry, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm laying it bare. And I listened to I want to say Coily Ray. What's the woman's name to sing? Oh, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead, let your hair down. What's her name?
Oh, I have no idea.
Dang it. 3 little birds sat out my window and they told me I don't need to worry. Anyway, I listened to that album. Corinne Bailey Rae. Thank you. I listened to Corinne Bailey Rae 3 days. 3 days, and I would only sneak out so I could use the bathroom because I didn't want to go because I thought it meant I was going to lose my life. Right? I thought it meant I wasn't going to make it home to my kid. And I say that for context, right? I say that for context because then imagine being called the hard R. Right? Imagine you're hiding in a bunk. Okay, you're hiding because you don't want to go to an assignment because you don't want to lose your life, and then somebody comes along and just goes, "Hey, your people don't belong in my army." Imagine thinking about what that would just think about what that would do to your mind. And the reason why I'm trying to put this in context is because I want you to understand that it is not a unique experience. It's not unique. It's not unique at all. It's really common. You think the microaggressions on TikTok are bad? My bad. Conductor chuds will come into my live and they'll just try and find the things that they can say that are going to trigger you, right? In the Army, there's no motivation for a crash out. There's no motivation for a crash out. You can literally get in trouble. There's some of the most racist people to me, I outrank them. Yeah. And so it's like people don't know this, and the Army's not good at telling the world this. They like to hide it, and the narrative is that, we don't see color. We're all green. I want you to understand that there's a system that literally uses black bodies. Will target little black kids, pick them up, send them off to go do the ultimate capitalism, which is imperialism, right? Because they're expendable. Going and harming another people and being chosen for that because you're expendable, and thinking that that is a better circumstance than your current circumstance, that it's a way out of your current circumstance. These are stories that need to be told. This is stuff that you need to hear. So what I'm going to say is keep donating to this GoFundMe. Don't stop, because we're not at 25K yet. And if you need some reassurance, go to my YouTube. The link is in the bio. And watch We're Not All Green pre-work, Major Retired Jermaine Hampton. It's an interview that I do with one of the company commanders in the 216th Infantry Battalion. From now on, we're just going to call it 216 for short. Okay? Is that okay with everybody? Is everybody tracking that? It's just 216. He's one of the company commanders. He's a man that I admire greatly. I'm not gonna tell the story because I'd be admitting to a war crime right now. So I'm just gonna be quiet. That's it. What a weird life. What a wild life. Yeah, this, not only that, y'all, but I'm sorry. This has been very difficult for me. This has been a very difficult process for me because I've had to relive. I've been, the way PTSD works, it's not necessarily like you're in a flashback and you think, you're, you know what I mean? It's your body forgets that you're safe. So literally my blood pressure's been up. I've had shortness of breath. The back of my ears have been hot. I'm in flight or fight mode. And I'm not saying like that this is your fault. This is something I chose to embark on. But I'm just like really tired. Like it's really drained me a lot. And but I'm not gonna stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
But you know, like that's another reason why like this is so important to me, because understanding what it takes for you to be able to do this, what it means and what it takes. I think it's not only is it an effort worth championing, but it's something that's absolutely needed. A lot of people, like, you know, I'm not gonna like it when I say it, but I don't really care. I'm super pro-Black. Like before anything else, I'm Black and I'm pro-Black. And when I see my people trying and working and fighting, I'm gonna always stand behind my people. And so you, not only you specifically, but you looking to elevate the other Black voices. Like there's no way I can't get behind it. And so I'm just so proud of what we've been able to do this week. I know there's a lot of conversations that it still needs to be had. A lot of things that weren't said that we still have to address. But at this moment, I just want to take a victory lap for our community for what we've done so far, understanding we still got work to do. Looking at the percentage as of right now, the next goal is 22,000, and we're at 58% of that. So just alone this evening, we've raised a total of $2,053, and we started at $10,621, and we ended at $12,674 for the night. And I'm really proud of everything that we've done, all the information, knowledge that's been shared. I know there's a lot. The one thing that I will say, though, and this is the only thing that, and it's on me. It's on me. I take responsibility for this. I feel like while the community has showed up and showed out when it comes to the donations and with like being in the chat and all that, I think that we didn't get the overall participation from the community. And I don't know if it was intimidating or people just wanted to learn or whatever the case may be. But I feel like that one's on me. And I have to figure that out, because I feel like this is something that people need to engage more in. And I got to figure that portion out. Yeah. But Solid, I mean, like having you up here for this week, especially, I know you're an old man and you're usually in the bed by this time. So staying up past your bedtime.
8 o'clock. I'm in bed.
I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, that bonnet come on, all bets is off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you though, man. Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
You want me to do my outro?
No, actually,
give me some candy.
What I want you to do is do this, because you haven't done this at all this week.
Yeah, this ain't your regular panel. Nah, we speak the truth. Late nights with Santana and Mama Jones watching. Better keep it clean. Let's go. Late nights, truth in the convo. Everybody get a seat at the table. From the block to the books, we mindful. No screaming, just dreams in the Bible. One mic, one voice.
No, Solid, get back up here.
To the world's big issues, politics, pay, different cultures, but the real ones.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What in the world happened?
I didn't catch the cue. I thought that was the closing. My bad.
I said you haven't done this all week.
Oh, what I do? Oh, my late nights with Santana.
You're doing the outro with me, Solid.
Oh, my bad.
You ready? God, you acting like an amateur. What is going between you and Swan? Y'all ain't never been here before.
My bad.
Let's start this over.
Kick it.
Yeah, this ain't your regular panel. Nah, we speak the truth. Late nights with Santana and Mama Jones watching. Better keep it clean. Let's go. Late nights, truth in the convo. Everybody get a seat at the table. From the block to the books, we mindful. No screaming, just dreams in the Bible. One mic, one voice, we build bridges from the heart of the hood to the world's big issues. Politics, pay, different cultures, but the real ones listen before they rebuttal. Late nights with Santana. Yeah. Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this is purpose zone. Santana hold it steady when it might get hot, but we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Yeah. Late nights with Santana.
Hey, W's in the chat for the chat. W's in the chat for the chat. Also, W's in the chat for Phoenix Eyes for the $5 super chat. Universal Healthcare, got to name something else. Yep. And then another $5 super chat to say, can't even imagine what you've seen, Solid. Mindfulness and meditation helped me in the past. It's not perfect, but it's good. Listen, W's in the chat for you. Guys, we did something super amazing this evening, and I appreciate the heck out of each and every one of you. Thank you guys for adding so much to this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to Solid. Solid. Now, you hit your outro, and then I'm going to tag on at the end. Go.
For sure. All power to all the people except for Ralph. Do something good for your neighbor. Ubuntu. Viva la raza. Hachi kapshida. Throw more bricks.
Peace.